Monday nights here, the engines ignite, modifieds lined up under bright track lights, slide jobs flying, throttle down tight. It's our racing glory, it's time to fight. Ethan Bill's up front, eyes on the prize. Damian Moore chasing fire in his eyes. Kenny Goodney's holding that outside line. Caleb Durgan's waiting for his perfect time. Feel the roar, feel the rush, dirt and grit. Every driver's dream, every fan's perfect hit. Slide shot through the wheel, cushion in play. This is where the legends are made every day. Randy Johnson charging, no slowing down. T. Clem's making moves, eyes on the crown. Logan Herbert smooth, pulling off the pass. Brandon Barhart's on it, showing his class. Race chats buzzing, stories unfold. Trash talk, laughter, and drivers bold. From the green flag drop to the checkers wave. It's hard, it's hustle, it's the road to play. Feel the roar, feel the rush, dirt and grit. Every driver's dream, every fan's perfect hit. Slide shot through the wheel, cushion in play. This is where the legends are made every day. Hitting that cushion, tires bite deep. One wrong move, you'll spin your week. Bumpers tap, tensions flare. Racing's a gamble, all's fair out there. Every lap counts, stakes are
What's up, everybody? We got a big announcement as I load in. Week 13, we're going to be doing some Arcageddon action. Going to be 5 nights, 5 dirt tracks, lots of fun. List of tracks there, up there. It'll start 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you guys come and check it out on week 13. That starts next week, June 9th, as we get ready for some action here soon. On the patio, going to see the yeah, see if these guys can bring in that dub for you guys. All right, let me get up in there. I was trying to get a couple things together last minute here, so I wanted to get that overlay up there so you guys get to see what we got going on this week. Looks like it might end up being a pretty I don't see a lot of the usual I mean, I see some, but it might be another soft SOF. We're about to find out as I get in here. Oh, shoot. I got to change back the single monitor. All right, so it's going to take a little bit extra time for me to get in here. Just be patient with me, guys. I forgot I did some racing here the last couple nights. Did not move it back into single monitor. Yeah, life was a little difficult for a little while there. It is a 4100 SOF. We will make it in there during qualifying. I just got to go in and load my single settings. I got to go in and take it off of triples. I will be posting this information up over on Facebook and in my Discord. So if you guys are interested in running some ARCA cars, fresh out. Yeah, I saw that. I saw Damien getting that dub. He seemed pretty excited about that. That's his first street stock win, right? A lot of people don't realize what I go through in order to stream these races, so be patient with me. It's time to hang it up. You'll be good, Curtis. Come on. You always do better once you get in the race anyway. I do a lot of the same. I struggle. I get behind some people and pick up that pace and start passing them.
This is our creed. Dirt track living is all we need. Giving it all, no room for slack. Down in the mud and we're never looking back.
All right, now we're getting up into the right one. All right, guys, remember, June 9th, week 13, we're going to be at Oswego Dirt with the ARCA cars. Then we're going to roll into Lucas Oil on Tuesday, Eldora Wednesday, Cedar Lake Thursday, and closing out the week on Friday the 13th at Knoxville. That's going to be an absolute riot. You guys don't want to miss that one. All right, we're getting in there now. What up, Braden? We are getting up in there. Sorry about the little bit of a delay.
Yo, I'm in the zone when the big blocks rumble. Slide in the slick, watch the quick line crumble. MDiTV got the heat in the tunnel. Boost in the stream, better tight in that buckle. Dirt flying, wide tires grinding. Slide job city, full send, no hiding. Modified beast, you can't fake that tone.
All right, it is the last race of the season. As we get in there, it is going to be Zach Clark at the top of the charts. Brandon Barnhart out on the track in the 101. Let's see where he's able to put this thing.
From Brewerton down to the Port Royal gates. I'm shifting fate when I rotate plates. Got torque in the veins and hate in the dust. It's checkers or wreckers.
I didn't expect a lot of people to show up to this track. It's not a very popular one. How about Billy Roberts to the top of the charts? Barnhart going to be second, but Billy Roberts with a 13.951. Great lap for Billy Roberts as he puts himself on the pole currently. Damian Ward rolling out on the track right now in the number 32 machine. What up? What's up, Karen? What's up? Sorry, I got in here. I got situated a little bit late as it looks like Damian Ward going to go ahead and bail out of that lap. We got Ethan Bill out on the track right now in the number 14 machine. All right, so Ethan Bill out on the track. Let me go ahead and unmute the game sound as Ethan Bill's going to bail out. How about Tyler Ducharme is making an appearance? That's a name we don't see very often during the season. Damian tried to go for 2 wins in less than a week. One virtual, one IRL. As Logan Herbert goes quick time with a 13.928. Logan Herbert to the top of the charts. Damian Ward is going to be in 6th. Here is Tyler Ducharme. Let's see where he's able to put it as he comes out of turn at number 4. And he's going to go 5th quick as Ethan Bill goes 3rd quick. We got Kevin Robinson now in the 60. He looks real tight right now. See if he can get that thing rolling. Yeah, he is plowing with that thing. That thing does not want to turn. This is not going to be a good lap for Kevin Robinson. Much better 3 and 4. Got on that right rear a little bit more. Let's see what he's able to put down as he comes across the line. Kevin Robinson going to start 25th here tonight on the boards. That's going to put him in heat race number 1, position number 3, or position number 13. All right, let's go ahead and get up tonight's starting lineup as we get ready for heat race number 1. Starting on the pole here tonight in the 611. It is going to be Logan Herbert. Outside of him in the number 14 machine, it's going to be Ethan Bill. Man, look at the first 3 drivers are absolutely insane, and you can't take anything away from Gab or Brandon Barnhart. Starting in the number 4 spot outside of row number 2. Starting inside row number 2 in the number 25 machine, it's going to be Tyler Ducharme. Outside of him in the number 5 machine, it's going to be Gab Sheehan. Starting inside row number 3 here tonight in the 101, it's going to be Brandon Barnhart. Outside of him, in the number 76, it's going to be JT Bierman. Starting inside row number 4 in that number 20 machine, it's going to be Mason. Outside of him, in the number, is he in the 32 also? That is going to be Zach Clark. Starting inside row number 5, it's going to be Brian Hodge. Outside of him, it's going to be Brock Stout. Then it's going to be Brian Orto starting in that number 11 spot. Connor Baker in 12th. And rounding out the field here tonight in the number 60 machine, it is going to be Kevin Robinson. 8 laps here in heat race number 1 as they pull out on the track. Let me go ahead and change that to gap rather than quick time. Yeah, I know. I knew it was going to suck. I mean, nobody wants to run Kern, really. All right, down the front straightaway, they're going to get 1 to go this time by at the line as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Going to be Logan Herbert leading the way. Ethan Bill on the outside. But how about those first 3 drivers, Nergan? As they come down the back straightaway, Logan Herbert going to lead the field into turn number 3 and 4. When's he going to fire off? Green flag is out as Herbert's on the gas. Ethan Bill's going to push a little bit, but keep that number 2 spot. Tyler Ducharme tried to slide into the number 3 position. They're trying to make it 4 wide at Kern as the 20 on the inside. He's going to go. I thought he was going to go around. He almost goes around Mason, falling back quick in that 20 end. Oh, that's going to drop him all the way back to that number 12 spot. Zach Clark is back there with him as we move back up to the front. It's going to be Herbert leading the way down into turn number 3 and 4. He's going to lead lap number 2. Ethan Bill second. Tyler Ducharme third. Who's in that 7th and final transfer spot? It is going to be Brian Hodge in that number 14 machine. Out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. No pressure for the transfer spot. No pressure really for the lead right now as they come down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Herbert leads the way. Ethan Bill in second. Oh, we got issues at the back of the field as Connor Baker and Zach Clark are kissing in turn number 1 and 2. They're going to drive away as the front of the field is gaining on them as they head through turn number 1 and 2, halfway through heat race number 1 and down into turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be Logan Herbert leading the way down the front straightaway. Ethan Bill putting the pressure on him in that number 14 into turn number 1 and 2. Right now, single file. It is follow the leader out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway as it looks like Connor Baker really struggling in that number 11 machine. Connor Baker might be in trouble here. The field might be in trouble here as they come out of turn number 2 with a lap and a half left. What will Logan Herbert do? He's got pressure from behind, but that lap car up ahead, this could be real wild. What's up, Drew? As they head into 1 and 2, white flag is out, 1 lap to go. Lap traffic is there as they come out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Oh, no, the lap car in the way. Lap car around. Herbert stays in the gas. Ethan Bill down low. Herbert's going to take the win, keep the win. Ethan Bill in second. Ducharme, Gav Sheehan, Bierman, Barnhart, Hodge going to the feature here tonight. Orto, Mason, Robinson, Stout, Clark, and Baker going to the LCQ. Holy cow. That was absolutely freaking nuts. It is a good thing it's week 12, final week of the season, as it is getting toxic out there in the chat. Let's see what we got going on other places. I've been doing good. How about you, Drew? I haven't seen you in a while. I have definitely been doing pretty good. All right, let's go ahead. I see you, Riley. I see you, Riley. It is iRacing. Yeah, I don't know why I can't see the chat. I'm going to have to fix that. I don't see the chat for TikTok. I'm going to have to go ahead and check that, as it is going to be heat race number 2 out on the track right now. It's going to be Billy Roberts starting on the pole here tonight. Outside of him, in the number 22, it's going to be Kenneth Coe. How about Roberts getting a quick time, second quick here, starting on the pole in heat race number 2? That is phenomenal for him. We got Kevin Herman in that number 3 spot with Damian Ward starting in 4th. Going to be Peyton Talbot starting inside row number 2. Outside of him, it's going to be Michael Swank. Starting inside row number 4 here tonight, it is going to be Kyle Lanford with Joseph Matthews in 8th, Thomas Davis 9th, Tanner Purcell in 10th, Brayson in 11th, and Michael Bean in that number 12 spot. Looking for the green flag out of turn number 4. Green flag is out as Billy Roberts on the gas down into turn number 1 and 2. Roberts gets a little tight there, but able to hold on to the lead as they come out of turn number 2. Kenneth Coe going to try to fall in place as Damian Ward has big traffic ahead of him. He's going to have trouble. Big stack up in turn number 2. Big stack up. Looked like Damian Ward might have gotten a little bit of that one as they roll off. Let's go take a look and see what happened here. Oh, just big stack up. He got hit by it from behind. They just stacked in there. Not a whole lot anybody could do there. Just a big stack up as Damian Ward trying to race his way back into the number 4 spot as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway in 3 and 4. Top 3 pulling away as Ward's going to throw a slide job. Kyle going to Lamphere going to dive up underneath them. Going to think about sliding. Catches the berm. Not able to slide. Ward going to keep that number 4 spot. Now it's showing. Man, it is super delayed over on TikTok. Billy Roberts continues to lead the way as Kenneth Coe sits in second. Peyton Talbot in that number 3 spot. Damian Ward 4th. Kyle Lamphere in that number 5 spot as Joseph Matthews tries to hold off the number 25 of Michael Bean. Michael's got pressure from behind. Kevin Herman going to get in the back of him. That is the battle for the final transfer spot as they come down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. 3 laps to go. 3 laps to go. We're going to stay on this battle unless it gets really close up front. We will move up to the front if we need to as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Kevin looking down low. Can't quite get there. Down into 1 and 2. Here comes Thomas Davis. We got a 3-4 car battle for that final transfer spot as Kevin Herman going to take the spot. They try to go 4 wide. We got one around a Swank. Gets into Brayson. Brayson turned around. Brayson turned around, hopefully gets it back the right way as he is turning around in front of the leaders as they come to the checkered flag. Going to be Billy Roberts, Peyton Talbot, Kenneth Coe, Damian Ward, Lamphere, Matthews, and Herman. And Bean going to come in that number 7 spot, transfers through as they wreck across the line. Wow, that got absolutely crazy as we get done with heat race number 2. Now we got an LCQ. We're going to burn this track in good tonight. 11 cars in the LCQ. Only 4 transferring through here tonight. Oh my God, they're getting toxic. All right, let's get ready for the LCQ. Top 4 transfer. Everybody else is going home. It is going to be the number 71. Is it 71, right? Brian Orto starting on the pole here tonight with Kevin Herman in second. Going to be Mason in that number 3 spot with Brayson in 4th. Mason and Brayson. Starting inside row number 3 in the number 60 machine, it is going to be Kevin Robinson. Outside of him in the number 27, it's going to be Michael Swank. We got Brock Stout starting inside row number 4 with Thomas Davis to his outside. Zach Clark going to start in that number 9 spot. Tanner Purcell in 10th. And Connor Baker in that number 11 spot. Top 4 going to transfer through here tonight. Will your favorite driver make it? Come on, Swanky, says LaFon. Looking for that green flag. Brian Orto in that number 71. He's going to be starting on the pole here tonight. I like Brian. Good to see him make, well, I guess because it's a single split. Good to see him looking to make himself a feature here on Monday Night Modifieds here tonight in the number 71. As they come out of turn number 4, they're going to get the 1 to go at the line this time by. Pace truck pulls off, looking for the green flag. I don't know why those guys are sitting so far back. All right, now they're going to get lined back up into turn number 3. If I'm Brian, I'm going early. Out of turn number 4, green flag is out as Orto's on the gas down the front straightaway. It's going to be side by side for second. Here comes May. Oh my God. Oh my God. What the hell was that? As they're wrecking in turn number 1 and 2. What the hell who was that? Who the hell was that? Was that, I think it was Brock. Came out of nowhere and just wrecking balled the field. Let's go back and take a look at that restart and see exactly what happened. Oh, my God. Yeah, he just goes, jumps the berm, And then, oh, they were wrecking. Oh my God, Swank is not going to make the feature here tonight unless something big happens as they get a big wreck coming to the line, as it's going to be Brian Orto leading the way, Mason in second, Kevin Herman third, and Kevin Robinson in that number 4 spot. Michael Swank way back here. He's going to be hoping for trouble for the leaders as they come down the front straightaway. What's up, Justin? As they head through turn number 3 and 4, Orto leads the way out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. 4 laps complete, 6 laps to go. Down into turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be Orto leading the way halfway through this one. Battle for third is starting to heat up as Robinson is looking for his way around the number 33 of Kevin Herman out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Robinson looking much more comfortable now in that number 60. Mason going to try to run the cut down out of turn number 4, trying to put pressure on the 71 of Brian Orto as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Here comes Mason down low. Lap traffic up ahead of these guys. It is going to be the 22 of Thomas Davis as these two battle for the lead into turn number 1 and 2. They are hoping they don't catch lap traffic like they did in both the heat races. This could get pretty wild for the finish as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Mason might have it at the line. Orto with a big run. Orto snags it at the line. 2 laps to go. Orto going to dig the outside through turn number 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. It is Mason on the inside. He's going to roll that bottom nice and slow. Orto with the big run out of turn number 4. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Lap traffic shouldn't play a role in this one as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Orto definitely has the lead. Mason going to try to dig the bottom side, but it's going to be Brian Orto and the LCQ. Mason second, Robinson, Herman going to the feature. Stout, Baker, Swank, Bryson, Thomas Davis, Tanner Purcell, and Zach Clark are all going home. That was a horrible start. I guess we're not going to rewatch that one again. All right, let's go ahead and get ready for tonight's main event as they get out on the track. It is going to be 50 laps here tonight. Hopefully they go quick, but those heat races were not promising. We did get rid of some of the squirrels, but got rid of some of the good people too. So, all right, starting on the pole here tonight. Hold on, let's do this right. Starting on the pole here tonight in the season finale here at Kern on Monday Night Modifieds, it's going to be the 611 of Logan Herbert. Outside of him in the number 99 machine, it's going to be Billy Roberts. I think this is his best starting spot on a Monday Night race. Starting inside row number 2, fan favorite, is going to be the number 14 of Ethan Bill. Outside of him, it's another 14 of Peyton Talbot. Starting inside row number 3 in the number 25 machine, it is going to be Tyler Ducharme. Outside of him in the number 22, it's going to be Kenneth Coe. Starting inside row number 4 in the number 5 machine, it's going to be Gav Sheehan. Outside of him in the 32, let's hear it for his first street stock win. It's going to be Damian Ward. Starting inside row number 5, it's going to be JT Bierman. Outside of him, it's going to be Kyle Lamphere. Starting inside row number 6 is going to be Brandon Barnhart with Joseph Matthews in 12. Then we're going to run through the rest of them real quick as we are about to go green. It is going to be Brian Hodge in the 13th, Michael Bean in 14th, Orto 15th, Mason 16th, Robinson 17th, and Kevin Herman in that number 18 spot. I don't know why Michael Bean isn't out there. He's starting from the pits as the green flag is out. Green flag's out as they head into 1 and 2. Here comes Ethan Bill digging up underneath Roberts as they come out of turn number 2 down the front back straightaway into 3 and 4. Talbot into the door of Roberts. Roberts able to keep it straight. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Tyler Ducharme going to roll that bottom, slides up to the middle out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Peyton Talbot feeling bad, I think, about hitting Roberts. Lost the spot to Ducharme there as they come out of turn at number 4 down the front straightaway. Ducharme trying to make his way forward as Ethan Bill taking shots at the lead in 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. You gotta pass when you can here. It is such a narrow, flat track as they come out of turn number 4, single file for the leaders as we got a battle for second. Can Tyler Ducharme make his way around Roberts? Thinks about sliding up, barely gets there, gets into Roberts. Roberts in the wall down the back straightaway. Roberts going to fall back to the number 5 spot. Talbot going to take advantage, slides into 4th as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Ducharme trying to make his way forward. Ducharme trying to clear him, just made some slight contact with the 99 as Roberts was hard in the wall with that right front. You got to wonder how that thing might handle the rest of this race as they are 5 laps into this one. Might not make a big difference now, but as this track slickens out, if he's got any damage on that right front, it could make a huge difference by the end of this one. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Field getting fairly single file most of the way through. Got to jump all the way back here for a battle for the number 13 spot as Mason digs the bottom. He's trying to make his way around Hodge. Hodge going to dig back on the outside. Mason has got that bottom side figured out. If that bottom side comes in, that 20 is going to be moving forward in a hurry. He's been rolling the bottom all night long. He is absolutely committed. He is committed to that bottom side more than I have to any relationship I've ever had. Oh, he slides up to the top as I say that. As they come out of 4, Hodge going to move to the inside. Back up to the front as here comes Bill with a slide job into the lead out of turn number 4, cut down by Herbert. Herbert going to take the lead back at the line, but here comes Ethan Bill, slides up the track. Herbert's going to chase it 2 out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, single file for the leaders once again into turn number 3 and 4. Can Ducharme catch the leaders? He is rolling the bottom in that number 25. He's barely even getting it sideways in turn number 3 and 4. He is so smooth in that 25. Look for that to pay off. He is taking care of those tires here tonight as they head through turn number 3 and 4. We're going to be 11 laps into this one. Oh, we got contact further back. One way sideways. I think it was Damian Ward kick sideways. Falls back to the number 6 spot after gaining 2 positions. He's going to try to make his way back forward. Damian Ward can't be happy about that one as Gav Sheehan trying to clear the number 22 of Kenneth Coe. Can't quite do it. He's going to try it again here. He does clear it out of turn number 2. Keeping an eye on the distance for our leaders as we got a lot of racing back here at the back of the pack. Lap traffic most likely will become a thing here tonight, and it is so hard to pass as narrow as this track is. Could cause trouble for the leaders as Barnhart is stuck deep in the field in that number 10 spot trying to roll his way forward. Back up to the front, it's going to be Herbert leading the way. Tyler Ducharme is creeping in on the back bumper of that number 14 as they head through turn number 3 and 4. 15 laps into this one. Ticking out the laps pretty quickly here tonight. So they are doing 14-second laps. They are about a half a lap away from catching the back of the pack as these guys roll through turn number 3 and 4 to complete 16 laps. Here comes Ethan Bill putting the pressure back on the 611 into turn number 1 and 2. Out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Ethan Bill going to move to the bottom in turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Ducharme. He's going to try to fill the gap up high. Bill's going to slide in, parallel parks down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Oh, everybody crashes. What's up, Ham? I missed it the other day, but happy birthday. Was that yesterday, I think it was? Down the front straightaway, it is going to be Herbert leading the way as the battle for second is now heating up as Ducharme up underneath the 14 and Ethan Bill out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4, still side by side. Tyler Ducharme on that bottom side through turn number 1 and 2. He's going to move back in line behind Ethan Bill. He goes all the way up to the wall. Let's see if he gets the run down the back straightaway. Down into turn number 3 and 4. You're welcome, buddy. Out of turn number 4, Logan Herbert continues to lead the field. Ethan Bill trying to close that gap as Ducharme putting the pressure on him. And Peyton Talbot not too far back. Could he likes to steal some victories away from these guys as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Going to be 21 laps in the books. Landon, thank you for the heart me and the rose. Appreciate that. As here comes Bill. Ethan Bill down low into turn number 3 and 4. Ethan's going to roll that bottom. Thought he was going to try to throw the slider. Gets back in line down into turn number 1 and 2. Ducharme continues to push up on that cushion in turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Ethan Bill. Will he try the slider? There's not enough room. He's got to stay down low on a turn number 4. Down the front straightaway. He's still side by side. Caution flag comes out. That is not what Ethan Bill wanted to see. He was working on the leader, in position to throw the slider. And caution flag came out, and he was not able to do it. Let's go see what happened to Kenneth Coe here in the number 22. He's racing with JT Bierman. Does he just lose? Oh, he just lofts it. Oh, my God. He just lost it all on his own, collecting Brian Hodge there. Unfortunate for Brian Hodge getting turned around and caught up in that one as we get the first caution flag here tonight. If you guys are wondering what loft is, it's lack of fucking talent. This race is making you sleepy. Randy, you're out there. Say hello, Randy. As we get the caution flag, and we got a lot of people out here, let's go ahead and take another look at this one. Next week, week 13, we got some ARCA fun on dirt. You guys don't want to miss that one. 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. 5 races. Ton of fun. Make sure you guys come out and join us as we look for the green flag on a turn number 4. The green flag is out on turn number 4. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Herbert going to lead the way. Ethan Bill going to slide into the number 2 spot as Ducharme tries to put the pressure on him. Down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Here comes Damian Ward. Oh, this is going to be a battle. I think we're going to have a 4-car battle here pretty soon. And Payton's not bad. We might have a 5-car battle as there's a little contact between the 14 of Bill and the 611 of Herbert. Ducharme takes advantage. He takes that number 2 spot. Yellow flag is out as we get another caution flag here. Let's take a look and see what... Oh, Mason into the back of Bierman. Bierman turned around. Big stack up as the caution flag comes out. Minor contact there. Those cars should all be fine. But that is unfortunate for the number 76 of JT Bierman, as he is going to be at the back of the pack now. So is Mason. As Logan Herbert continues to lead. I'll tell you what, that was a lifesaver for Ethan Bill. That actually saved him. The caution flag saving Ethan Bill there. Able to get the number 2 spot. That Ducharme's got to be yelling right now on Discord. Anybody in Discord with Ducharme right now? Is he yelling at everybody? As Logan Herbert tries to hold on to this lead, it is definitely getting more intense up at the front as we close in on the halfway point. It'll be halfway through. 25 laps to go when they take the green flag. Ethan Bill. You know who it is. Oh, my God. Herbert stacks up the field. We got him wrecking already as they head into 1 and 2. Caution flag is out. All right, we're going to take a look at that one for multiple. All right, so let's take a look back. Let's see. I don't think he adjusted the speed. I think he just brought him in nice and slow. Let's see, what is that speed? It is 30 miles per hour. Oh, he kept 30. Everybody was just pushing. And they just stack up at the back of the field in that mess as the caution flag comes out for the 3rd time here tonight. Always got to check. You know, I got to be fair here, you know? I don't want to accuse somebody of doing something that they didn't do. If I can help it. Unless it's Nick Ham, and then, of course, I'll accuse him. All right, we're going to re-rack them, re-stack them. 25 laps in the books. It's going to be 26 complete when they take the green flag. As they head out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway, look for Herbert to keep maybe go a little bit sooner. He does this time. Green flag is out. Yeah, I know. I'm just picking. Down. I didn't see it. Did he not go when the green flag went out? Because I didn't look at that part. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Battle's going to be for second as Ducharme trying to dig the bottom out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway. Logan Herbert leads the way into turn number 1 and 2. Herbert going to jump, or Bill going to jump up to the outside, not able to grab any speed as Ducharme rolls way up on the cushion in 3 and 4. Will that pay off out of turn 4 down the front straightaway? Gav Sheehan now up into the top 5. Gab in that number 5 machine trying to roll his way forward as they come down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Ducharme back to the cushion as Ethan Bill continues to put the pressure on the 611. Here comes Ducharme down low on Bill. Bill going to get in the gas, gets a little loose. Ducharme going to try to clear him out of 2. Can't quite do it as they head into 3 and 4. Ducharme going to roll the bottom in turn number 3 and 4. He's going to take the number 2 spot. Move Ethan Bill back to 3rd as they head into 1 and 2. Oh, Herbert into the wall. Our leader in the wall, Ducharme, going to cut up underneath him, side by side into turn number 3 and 4. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Here comes Ducharme. Ducharme and Herbert make contact down the front straightaway. Ducharme going to lead that time by. Down into 1 and 2. It's going to be Ducharme to the point as he slides in front of Herbert. Here comes Herbert down low, up underneath the 25. Through turn number 3 and 4 to the line. Who's it going to be at the line? It's going to be Ducharme. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Herbert going to try to hold low on the bottom as they come out of turn number 2. Down into 3 and 4. Herbert rolls the berm through turn number 3 and 4. Down the front straightaway. Has to fall back in line. Yeah, that is unfortunate. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. There's a bunch of lap traffic already coming up as Tyler Ducharme continues to lead the field down the front straightaway. 34 laps in the books. Ethan Bill going to try to go back to work on the 611, this time for second instead of first, as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Sheehan up to the top side. He's trying to run the cushion. He's losing ground on the top 3 as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Lap traffic up ahead. How could this play? Oh, Herbert gets loose out of turn number 2, smacks the wall. Here comes Ethan Bill. Ethan Bill had to back out of it. That's going to allow Gab to dive up underneath him into turn number 1 and 2. Here comes the battle for 3rd. Ethan Bill trying to be nice, backs out of it. Gab Sheehan taking advantage as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Big run for Ethan Bill. He's going to keep the number 3 spot. Well, you know, if you are the leader, do you want the caution if you catch that lap traffic as Ethan's going to push it up to the top side in turn number 3 and 4, trying to find some speed anywhere he can as he dives it into turn number 1 and 2. Ducharme pulling away from the field down the back straightaway as he's now out to a 1 second lead through turn number 3 and 4. It is going to be 11 laps to go. 11 laps to go as they head into 1 and 2. Herbert trying to hold on to the number 2 spot. Ethan Bill trying to find his way around. Contact with the wall for Ethan Bill. He's going to keep it straight as they head through 3 and 4. Up underneath, here comes Ethan Bill, side by side with Herbert, down into 1 and 2. Lap traffic for a leader. Watching the battle for second. Herbert almost loses it. Out of 2, Ethan Bill should be able to slide him in 3 and 4. He doesn't slide him, keeps the bottom out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway, able to take the spot, move Ethan Bill up to second as Ducharme now pushing lap traffic as they come down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. 8 laps to go. Do you backpedal a little bit at this point? Lap traffic's going to be so hard to pass unless they move out of the way. Those two racing for a spot. I don't expect it. Does Herbert have damage, or is that setup just not feeling? Herbert hard on the wall into turn number 3. Able to keep it straight. Gab's going to take the number 3 spot out of turn number 4. Ducharme leads the way. Digs the high side out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway into lap traffic with 6 laps to go as they come across the line. 6 laps to go. Ducharme to the back bumper of the 33. Ethan Bill trying to dig in. Will he get a caution flag to throw him back up in this race as they come out of turn number 4? 5 laps to go. Here comes Ducharme. He's going to get around one lap car, looking for another as Orto's going to keep it low as Ducharme comes to the outside. Ducharme up on the high side. He's going to bang the wall in 3 and 4. That's going to allow Ethan Bill to reel him in out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. 4 laps to go. Ethan Bill can taste it. Can he get there out of turn number 2? Herbert clobbered the wall. Out of turn number 4, 3 laps to go. Ethan Bill trying to close the gap on Ducharme. Ducharme finally clearing the lap traffic as they come out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, going to be 2 laps to go for the 25 of Tyler Ducharme as he comes across the line. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go. At this point, he is just hoping nobody messes it up. He needs half a lap as they head through turn number 3 and 4. White flag in the air. Give it one more lap for the 25 of Tyler Ducharme into turn number 1 and 2. Ethan Bill going to jump to the outside. He's trying to gain some ground out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway, but it's going to be Tyler Ducharme tonight out of turn number 4, taking the win in that number 25. Ethan Bill second. Gav Sheehan with a great run in the number 3 spot. Logan Herbert 4th. Damian Ward 5th. Let's go through these results. Let's go through this race as Ducharme takes the W here tonight. I should jump in my Discord, shouldn't I? Hold on, let me get my Discord. All right, let's jump in. I jumped into Discord. Let me go ahead and pull up these results. It is going to be Tyler Ducharme with the win here tonight. Ethan Bill in second. Gav Sheehan in third. Going to be Logan Herbert in the number 4 spot. Damian Ward in 5th. Brandon Barnhart in 6th. Going to be Peyton Talbot in the number 7 spot. Billy Roberts comes home in 8th. Joseph Matthews in 9th. Going to be Mason in the number 10 spot. Kyle Lamphere in 11th. Going to be Brian Orto in the number 12 position. Kevin Robinson 13th. Brian Hodge 14th. Kevin Herman in 15th. Going to be Kenneth Coe in the number 16 spot. JT Bierman in 17th. And Michael Bean in the number 18 spot. Everyone's just lucky I didn't show up. All right. Does look like we got Ducharme and Ethan Bill in the chat. Bless you. What's up? What's up? Actually, a much cleaner race than I expected at Kern. Clearly, a lot of reasons why people don't show up to this one. But Ethan Bill, you had a great battle with Herbert. Just couldn't quite make your way around. You almost had him, and that caution flag came out.
It was just like Bristol last week. I'm pushing him around and just can't really do anything about it. And then we were battling, and then Tyler just said thanks very much and drove right by us both.
Yeah, it looked like you got in the back of him and pushed up the track and open it up wide open for Tyler. He took advantage and went to work on the 611. But great run out of you here tonight in the number 14. Why don't you go ahead and give a shout out to friends, family, sponsors?
I can't thank everybody over at Ducharme Speed. Tyler, a 1-2 finish. Tough break for Peyton. Got caught up there on a mishap on a restart. Hopefully that was enough for big block points. But yeah, like I said, Ducharme Speed, MJB Customs, Peyton, all the real life sponsors, Easy Trucking and Rigging, All County Garage Door, Gen X Electrical Contractors, Advanced Pro Tile Creations, Precision Hydraulic and Oil, Hoffman Discount Parts, Powertrain Supply, Danny's Pizza Pizzazz, Ribs Taxidermy, ERK Steering, Donald's Welding Services, BP Skulls, Slab Town Pedal Pickers, and yeah, you for putting these on.
You know, that is a lot to say. I can only imagine when you win at IRL, it's at least you got the car there to look at.
Yeah, definitely. It helped.
Tyler Ducharme, we don't see you very often, but great run out there tonight. Had to work for it a little bit. Be patient. I seen you working the top side and the bottom side. Looked like you were just really trying to let those two work their tires up and took care of yours.
Yeah, you know, I didn't really know what we had there. We kind of did a little bit of practicing before, and I didn't really feel that good. But, you know, usually when I don't feel good in practice, I feel good in the race. Kind of just bided our time there. We weren't really good in qualifying, and just I knew I had to get to third quick and just follow those two around. And found a couple really good lines that I was fast and comfortable with, and just when you're not good in the beginning, usually it gets good late, and that's what happened. This car kept getting better and better and better, and I knew I was faster than both of them. I just didn't know how I was gonna get around them. I didn't want to race Ebel that hard. I knew he was racing for points with him and Herbert, and whenever he messed up and I got by him, I'm like, well, now I better go past Herbert. So just watched him make a mistake there and got by him. It was a good racetrack actually for Kern. It was racy. You could run kind of all over it. So I like those racetracks when they get black slick like that. It takes you gotta use throttle control, and those are the racetracks I like racing. I don't like racing on these wide open, rough racetracks anymore. So hopefully iRacing does something that slows the racetracks down. I think it'd be a lot more fun like the old days. But I don't know, James. It's kind of disappointing to see what big blocks come to. There's nobody. There's no like. It's not exciting anymore to show up and race. Like before, you'd have 5-10 guys that could show up and win. Now there's, just a handful. And Caleb wasn't here. And, a lot of the old OG big block guys left this because it's got so toxic. It's kind of sad, to be honest.
Yeah, it's definitely. I don't disagree with that statement. Probably gotten a little less excited about calling them because of it, but it is what it is. I might have to bring back my big block series again.
The night series.
And just do it.
Please do.
I'd love that.
But
just invite the guys that we know are good and have a good clean race. That's all everyone wants. We just want a clean race.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Contact, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But people got to use their brains. Like Peyton got ran over on the restart because nobody uses their brain. They just wanted, we're under yellow. Why run through them? I mean,
yeah,
it's silly. And
it
then
is.
We're watching people in the heat race drive through people because they're a little bit slower. It's lift. You got 50 laps in the feature. If you make it, you got a shot. I mean, that's all you got to do.
Yeah, and if they're slower, you're gonna make your way around them anyway.
Yeah, eventually. I mean, I kind of ran Billy out of room down there, but I mean, the backcountry Kern gets tight. I mean, I feel bad. I kind of got into him a little bit, but I hope it didn't ruin his race. But
he finished 8th, which is a good finish for him in the opener.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. This place is tight and narrow. It's like racing weed sport almost, but like a narrower weed sport almost.
Yeah,
so
no, it's definitely.
Especially when it's racy like that. When you can kind of run all over, it's hard.
You had to be a little nervous coming up on those lap cars. I mean, Brian's all right, but I wasn't so sure about the other guy.
Because the track kind of at that point was kind of, they were running in my fast lane, and I didn't really know where else to pass them because the top 1 and 2 was out there, and the bottom of 1 and 2 is kind of where they were running and sliding up. So I'm like, well, I just gotta hope the top of 3 and 4 was good. And it was good if you hit it, but I missed it one lap. I don't know if you were on me. I missed it, and I yelled in Discord. I'm like, God, I hope nobody's close to me because I almost died. So
I was like, I'm like, all right, it's just me.
Yeah, there was a couple of those moments. There was a couple of those moments. I'm sure you were yelling, like when you got around Ethan and then the caution came out. Maybe not so bad, but
it's just more. It was a good race. It was a really good race up front. Herbert race was clean. I know there was talk in Discords about people wrecking each other for points, and that's not what we do. I mean, if we're not going to win it, we're not going to win it. So we race to race fair and square. I wish everyone else did the same. So,
yeah, Herbert did a good job. It was good to see everybody race up front good and clean. But great run here tonight. Why don't you go ahead and give a shout out to friends, family, sponsors?
I got to thank MJB Designs for the 643 Designs for the wrap. It's old. Still got house speed on it. Not with them anymore, but still a good one. My new car, I forgot to put it on. Shout out to Ethan. He's helped us a lot. Just kind of bring us all back up to date with setup stuff. We did a lot of testing in the beginning of the year, and obviously we're pretty fast. Just gotta be more consistent. I mean, that's a big thing. I think everyone has really got the same base setup, and everyone's kind of on the same playing field. I mean, that's why I like these slick racetracks. Kind of evens it out. But Donnelly Construction, DCI Racing, R3 Graphics and Sign, Mangino Chevy, Dig Race Products. Everyone else that helps us out.
Well, good run here too.
It's nice to have someone come and show off what we're doing with the big blocks.
For sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. Good run here tonight, guys. Definitely appreciate you guys putting on a show. Stay tuned. I definitely am working on some stuff. Are you familiar with the Moon Car? I'm sure you are, Ducharme.
Yeah.
All right. I want to do with the dirt what he does with asphalt. Kind of have an elite, and then have he has the Moon Car light. So
Yeah.
handpick the guys for the elite, and then let the guys race their way into that series from the lower series. I think it would be fun, and
sure.
teach some people some race etiquette, and obviously there's going to be rules about that, about how you run people in there, on whether or not you make the main group.
I think the big thing is, I mean, there's nobody really that has racing etiquette anymore. All the people that had race etiquette have stopped racing. They're in this fucking group late model race now. JD, I mean, Majulis, sometimes Nick Cooper, those guys. I mean, they have respect. As much as I don't really care for Waddell's the same way. Waddell and they all have respect. For the most part, race really clean, and it's hard to find that now. I mean, everyone in the big blocks is ego chasing for what? I mean, there's nobody selling setups anymore. I mean, what are you out there trying to prove? You're trying to prove nothing. Just out here and have a good race. That's what everyone wants.
I kind of went off on some people that I won't mention their name on the stream, about the other day, about how the problem with egos is the egos. You run into somebody and you apologize, and then the other person doesn't want to accept it because their ego won't accept it, or you're not part of their friend group, or whatever it is, and then they do the same thing to you and apologize and expect you to accept their apology, and then it just becomes an ego throw back and forth.
Yeah.
That's just one example. Instead of just accepting an apology and moving on, we all make mistakes. Ultimately, it is a video game, and shit happens.
No, 100%. I mean, it's no fact that I hate Caleb Durgan with a burning passion, but I mean, we need to race with respect and have fun. I mean, otherwise we're never gonna have fun. I mean, some of the trash talk get a little excessive. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's where there's some hurt feelings, but
you got to have a little talk. You got to be wanting to win. So there's going to be a little ego.
Yeah, 100%. It's just we got to race with respect. I mean, if after the race with a good race, no matter what, I mean, it is what it is. That's what the downfall virus, because there's no. I mean, but the thing is, too, James, if we look at it from an Irishman perspective, but real life, there's really not much different. There's no respect in real racing either.
No,
we got straight line for 20th last night in Malta. So.
I don't get that, because you're messing with real money then.
It's just people are dumb. People have too much money to blow.
Yeah, and it's the guy that doesn't have the money to blow that's out there busting his ass to get screws out of it too.
Yeah, 100%.
And then they wonder why the car counts aren't there.
Yeah, I mean, Malta's lucky that we get 30 cars, but I mean,
yeah,
it's just crazy. People don't understand what racing was once back in the day. It's not really the same.
No, I remember a time where you could hate somebody, but you'd be there loving the shit out of them when they needed you.
Like the Brett Hearn, Danny Johnson days, dude. But everyone either hated Brett or loved Danny, or the other, vice versa, and they start 25th every night and be up at the front battling for the win, and everyone loved it. So,
for sure.
Not really the same.
Well, good run here tonight. I always appreciate you guys coming up here and talking to me, and maybe we'll get something going. I do have some plans that I want to work into place. Next week, we're doing an ARCA series, though, for week 13 on dirt. So if you're bored, come join us. It'll be fun.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I might be messing around with the Gen 4s. Seem pretty fun. So.
Yeah, I'm not doing the Gen 4 because it doesn't seem like they have a dirt tire for anything other than Bristol.
No, oh yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying.
The Gen 4 is a ton of fun, though. I love that freaking car.
Oh yeah, the Gen 4 is just a lot of fun in general.
100%.
So,
well, I'm gonna go do this late model race. Good run, good win, Tyler. Good second place, Ethan, and I'll see you guys soon.
Thank you. Hope everyone's good, brother.
Later. All right, guys, we're gonna get into heat race number 1 as Ethan Johnson grabbed the pole, as you guys seen. Let's go ahead and find somebody I can get on, and we can go through tonight's starting lineup for heat race number 1. Once I got a pro license. Yeah, it is. And we all make mistakes. Shit, I see everybody make a mistake. Heaven knows I make a mistake. All right, let's get ready for tonight's starting lineup for heat race number 2, as I got the wrong information up at the top because I was too busy talking and not changing it. So we're just going to delete it for now. All right, starting on the pole here tonight in heat race number 1, it's going to be the number 11 of Ethan Johnson. Outside of him in the number 1 machine, it's going to be Joey Pasta Lingron. Starting in the number 3 spot inside row number 2, it is going to be this is a person that I've seen grow a lot here lately. It's going to be Steven Gaines. Outside of him, it's going to be Bo Stencil. Starting inside row number 3 in the 327, it's going to be Hayden Tolson. Outside of him, it's going to be Diesel Jones. Starting inside row number 4, it's going to be Chris Boykin. Outside of him, Jesse Newsom. Starting inside row number 5, it's going to be Nick Cooper with Jesse Main starting in 10th. Then rounding out the rest of the field here tonight on the inside of row number 6, it's going to be Thaddeus Marshall. Outside of him, it's going to be Robbie Buchanan.
I'm spotting for Steven Gaines.
Looking for... I forgot I had the chat going. Looking for the green flag this time by as they head into turn number 3 and 4. It is going to be Ethan Johnson leading him to the green flag with Joey Lingron outside of him in that number 1 as they come out of turn number 4. Green flag is out as they come down the front straightaway down into turn number 1 and 2. Going to be 2 and 3 wide down the back straightaway out of turn number 2. A little bit of contact there down into turn number 3 and 4. Johnson going to lead the way as Steven Gaines rolls into that number 2 spot. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Ethan Johnson still out front. Steven Gaines in second. 3 wide for third as Hayden Tolson rolls the bottom side. Lingron up high. Diesel Jones stuck in the middle as they come out of turn at number 4. Down the front straightaway. A little bit of contact between Lingron and the 327 Tolson as Steven Gaines gets the wall, checks up Lingron. Jones going to take advantage. He's going to dive it back up underneath Lingron as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Down the front straightaway. Who's it going to be at the line in that number 2 spot? It's going to be Steven Gaines into turn number 1 and 2. Gaines going to keep it off the wall this time as they come down the back straightaway. 3 wide for third. Contact. Lingron up the track as him and Jones made contact in 3 and 4. I don't know if he knew they were 3 wide. I hope he's not mad at Jones. Jones nowhere to go. Jones going to look for the slide in 1 and 2. Slides it up the track. Parks it as here comes Tolson back down low. Tolson going to dive it in 3 and 4. Lingron goes for the double. Slides him in 3 and 4. Bangs the wall. Takes the number 3 spot out of turn number 4. Contact is Tolson going to get in the wall. He's going to go all the way to back with a broken right front as they come down the back straightaway looking for 3 and 4. Bo Stencil going to get up in this battle as he battles out with Jones through turn number 3 and 4. Out of turn number 4, almost contact as Bo's going to take that number 4 spot as they come out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway right now, it is Caleb Boykin in that finals transfer spot as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Oh, we got one in the wall. He's going to fall back. It's now going to be Jesse Newsom in the number 3 spot. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, Newsom going to take the number 6 spot. Boykin down low in that number 10. Nick Cooper in the 13 just behind him through turn number 3 and 4. Checkered flag in the air. Going to be Johnson, Gaines, Lingron, Stencil, Jones, and Newsom and Boykin going to the feature here tonight. Cooper, Marshall, Maines, Buchanan, and Tolson going to the LCQ. Hold on, let me update the track name and stuff. All right, we are getting ready for heat race number 2 as they get lined up on the track. Starting on the pole here tonight in the 127 in heat race number 2, it's going to be Blake Majulis. Outside of him in the number 14, it's going to be J.D. Brown. Always good to see J.D. Brown in these races. Starting inside row number 2, it's going to be Sean Smith. Outside of him in the number 10, it's going to be Connor New. Starting inside row number 3, it's going to be Mason Cassidy. Outside of him in the 09, it's going to be Tanner Tomasi. Starting inside row number 4, it's going to be JC Floyd. Outside of him in the number 25, it's going to be Jesse Entrican. Starting inside row number 5, in the number 5 machine, it's going to be Nathan Waddell. Outside of him in the number 19, it's going to be Will Hanger. Then rounding out the field here tonight in the number 16 machine, he's got those dude wipes handy. It's going to be Caleb Durgan. Durgan, why are you so far back? You got to get up to the front. You got to transfer, Durgan. He usually does all right once they get in the heat and into the race. So we'll see if he moves up into the top 7 as these guys roll through turn number 1 and 2. They got that 1 to go. We are going green flag this time by. I don't know why they're leaving like 2 lanes between first and second row. All right, they're going to stack it up a little bit tighter down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Blake Majulis brings them to the green flag. When's he going to fire off? Pace truck is in. Green flag is out. Green flag's out on a turn number 4. He's going to easily take the lead. Majulis up to the wall. J.D. Brown going to roll the top side of Sean Smith down low in that number 45 out of turn number 2 as he's going to blink out down the back straightaway. Where did he go as they head through 3 and 4? Is he gone? Here comes Connor New in the number 10. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Man, he is all the way gone. Sean Smith is gone. Is he packet drop? Oh, he's packet Lawson. As they head through turn number 3 and 4, going to be Blake Majulis out front, J.D. Brown second. Here comes Connor New down low into turn number 1 and 2. Right now, it is going to be Will Hanger in that number 19 in the bubble spot. Now give it to Cassidy as he digs outside down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Durgan. Durgan going to slide up. Gives Hanger the dude wipes as they come down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Hanger kills him in turn number 1 and 2. Big contact in 1 and 2. That's going to cost Caleb Durgan and Will Hanger a ton as they come down the back straightaway through turn number 3 and 4. Out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway going to be Mason Cassidy in that final transfer spot as he grabs the wall. Here comes Nathan Waddell looking down low. Waddell 1 spot out trying to find his way into tonight's feature. He's going to send it down to the bottom in turn number 3 and 4. Cassidy, oh no! J.D. Brown turned around as him and Connor New get together. J.D. Brown not going to make the feature here out of heat race number 2. That's going to move Caleb Durgan up to that final transfer spot. Let's go take a look and see what happened to J.D. Brown. Here comes, he just gets into him. Just a little bit of a misjudgment there. Tried to back out of it too little too late. As J.D. Brown going to lose the field as Blake Majulis leads. Tanner Tomasi second. Entrican, Floyd, Waddell, Cassidy, and Durgan currently into tonight's feature. If it finishes this way through turn number 3 and 4, checkered flag in the air. Blake Majulis going to take the win here in heat race number 2. Tomasi second. Entrican, Floyd, Waddell, Cassidy, Durgan going to the feature. Hanger, New, J.D. Brown, and Sean Smith going to the LCQ. If Sean Smith makes it back in, he definitely dropped due to packet loss. We're going to re-rack them, restack them for the LCQ. All right, getting ready for the LCQ. It is going to be Nick Cooper in that number 13. He's going to be starting on the pole here tonight with the number 19 of Will Hanger starting outside of him. Inside row number 2 in the number 83 machine, it's going to be Thaddeus Marshall. Outside of him in the number 10, it's going to be Connor New. I think Connor New backed off so much he took himself out of a transfer spot. He definitely felt bad about hitting J.D. Brown. He did mic up and clearly he tried to back out of it. Starting inside, row number 3 in the 201, it's going to be Jesse Main. Outside of him in the number 14, it's going to be J.D. Brown. Starting inside, row number 4, it's going to be the number 31 of Robbie Buchanan. Outside of him, it's going to be Sean Smith if he joins. And last but not least, in that number 5 row, all by himself, it's going to be the 327 of Hayden Tolson. All right, they're going to roll off the starting grid, and we are going to be looking for the green flag in 2 laps. Who's your pick in the LCQ? Top 4 going to transfer. Everybody else is going home. All right. Quiet tonight out there in the chat. Who's out there? We got some people out there. Nobody's saying anything. Make sure you guys are getting those likes, shares, and follows in as Nick Cooper leads them into turn number 1 and 2, looking for that green flag this time by Thank you for the like. I just saw that. Appreciate that like. As we are looking for the green flag into turn number 3 and 4. When will Nick Cooper fire him off? We are about to find out. Green flag is out as they come out of turn number 4. Cooper going to get on the gas down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2, easily with the lead, but here comes Hanger. Down low out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, makes contact with Cooper. He's going to slide it into turn number 3 and 4. Oh, big contact right around that transfer spot there. Jockey in 4 position right now. Thaddeus is in as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Buchanan in the 31. Buchanan going to try to hold that number 3 spot as Cooper trying to fight back for that number 1 spot. Makes contact with Hanger out of turn number 4. We're going to keep an eye on this transfer spot. Tolson down low. Thaddeus Marshall up high as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Thaddeus sideways, able to keep on the gas. He's going to keep the number 4 spot for now as they head through 3 and 4. Buchanan going to grab the wall through turn number 3 and 4. Allows Thaddeus all over the back of him. Thaddeus going to go down low as we got a wreck in the back. Connor New in the wall. JD Brown has fallen back as they head through turn number 3 and 4. What's up, Mayo? What's up, buddy? Here comes Buchanan. They're going to be 3 wide out of turn number 2. Buchanan trying to get a twofer. He gets it into turn number 3 and 4. Up the track. 5 laps complete. 5 laps to go. Don't count out the 327 of Hayden Tolson. He's on the outside looking in as it stands right now. As they come out of turn number 2, Thaddeus going to throw the slider. Bangs the wall 3 wide down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway, going to be really tight here. Here comes Tolson. Down low, 4 wide for the number 2 spot. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Tolson tried to dig the bottom side, couldn't quite get it to stick out of the turn. That might have been a good thing. They were 4 wide as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Buchanan going to grab the wall. Thaddeus going to grab the advantage. Here comes Buchanan back on the outside, down into turn number 3 and 4. They're going to be 4 wide again. No, Cooper's going to fall out on turn number 4. Cooper now 1 spot out as Tolson has raced his way in. Big slide for Buchanan as he threads the needle. Big run for Cooper. Cooper up the bottom side into the number 3 spot, into turn number 3 and 4. White flag is out as they come out of turn number 4. Everything's good, Mayo. Hope everything's good with you. Slide job by Tolson. Tolson going to slide up the track. Not all the way up the track. Cooper into the wall. Here comes Sean Smith. It's a 5-6 car battle into turn number 3 and 4. Who's in? Who's out? It's going to be Hanger, Marshall, Tolson, Buchanan going to the feature here tonight. Smith, Cooper, Maine, JD Brown, and Connor New all going home. What happened to Connor New in this one? Oh, him and JD made contact. That's what took them both out as we are going to get ready for tonight's feature. All right, let's get them stacked up as they come out onto pit road. It is going to be 18 cars, 50 laps here tonight. And we'll see if we got a time for maybe a 358 race or something after this one. It is going to be... Let's put on some music. Starting on the pole here tonight in the number 11 machine, it's going to be Ethan Johnson. Outside of him in the 127, it's going to be Blake Majulis. Starting inside row number 3 in the 07 machine, it's going to be Stephen Gaines. Outside of him in the 09, it's going to be Tanner Tomasi. Starting inside row number 3 here tonight, in the number 1 machine, it's going to be Joey Lindgren. Joey Lindgren. Outside of him in the 25, it's going to be Jesse Entrigan. Starting inside row number 4 in the number 9 machine, it's going to be Bo Stencil. Outside of him in the number 18, it's going to be JC Floyd. Starting inside row number 5 in the number 47 machine, 46. I always forget. Hold on, let me go look. In the number 46 machine, it's going to be Diesel Jones. Outside of him, in the number 5, it's going to be Nathan Waddell. Starting inside row number 6, it's going to be Jesse Newsom. Outside of him, it's going to be Mason Cassidy. Starting inside row number 7, it's going to be Caleb Boykin. Outside of him, it's going to be Caleb Durgan. Starting inside row number 8 here tonight, it is going to be Will Hanger. Outside of him in the 83, it's going to be Thaddeus Marshall. Then rounding out the field here tonight, it is going to be the number 327 of Hayden Tolson. And outside of him in the number 31, it's going to be Robbie Buchanan. Looking for the green flag as they come out of turn number 4. Green flag is out. Green flag's out as they head into turn number 1 and 2. It is going to be Ethan Johnson rolling the bottom side out of turn number 2. Big stack up further back. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Majula's going to easily have that number 2 spot as they come out of turn number 4. Battle's going to be for third. Entrican up high. Stephen Gaines down low through turn number 1 and 2. Still side by side. They're going to make it 3 wide out of turn number 2 for the number 2 spot. Entrican going to make contact with Majulis through turn number 3 and 4. I think Majulis actually came down a little bit on him as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. They're going to keep it straight. Still side by side for third. Side by side for the whole pack from about third on back as they come down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. See some 3 wide back there. They're going to try to make it 4 wide, maybe out of turn 4. Back to 2 by 2 down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Tomasi trying to roll that bottom side in the number 9 machine as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Just saw Lingron up in the wall as he threads it 3 wide into turn number 3 and 4. Takes it up the middle as they come down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Lingron trying to make his way up through the field as Johnson gets the wall. Here comes Majulis to the lead in turn number 3. Oh, that is not what Johnson wanted to do as Majulis takes the lead. He's going to lead that time by new race leader into turn number 1 and 2. Into 1 and 2. Here comes Johnson with a big run out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. How about Entrican down on the bottom in the number 25? He's got a great run going as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Johnson going to hold on to the number 2 spot that time by. Down out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Still side by side for second. Johnson going to run that cushion out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Able to hold on to second one more time as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, now starting to gain ground on that top side. But here comes J.C. Floyd in the number 18, digging down low, 3 wide out of turn number 4 as Johnson going to take the number 2 spot back to himself. Entrican back to third. J.C. Floyd continuing to dig the bottom side. Entrican going to bang the wall. That allows Floyd to dig back up underneath. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. It is going to be 9 laps complete as they head into 1 and 2. Down into... Oh! Johnson in the wall again. They're going to be 3 wide as Johnson pinches them down into turn number 3 and 4. Kills their momentum. Able to hold on to second. Here comes Tomasi out of nowhere in the 09. He's going to make his way around Stephen Gates. Now threads the needle for third. Out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Here comes Tomasi in the number 09. Oh, Entrican going to dive down out of turn number 4, trying to get up underneath Johnson. Down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Slide job by Entrican. Cut down by Johnson, but Tomasi's there. Out of turn 2, Tomasi takes advantage. Tomasi going to dive up underneath. He's going to get a twofer into turn number 3 and 4. Slides up the track. Here comes Entrican back down low. Cuts down, keeps the spot into turn number 1 and 2. All this happening behind our leader, Blake Majulis, as he pulls away down the back straightaway. 2 and 3 wide. What a race for second on back as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Oh, Entrican in the wall as him and Tomasi make contact. Entrican going to fall all the way back to 7th. The whole field is here. They're 5 wide in 1 and 2. 5 wide in 1 and 2. There goes the spoiler to Entrican. Oh, Entrican's going to have a bad handling car in that number 25. No more spoilers. They come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. That is going to spell trouble for the 25 as Tomasi has worked his way into second. Johnson in third. Here comes Stephen Gaines. Gaines going to slide up the track in turn number 3 and 4. Cut down by the 11 of Johnson. He's going to take it back down the front straightaway in 1 and 2 as Gaines is going to try to disappear as they come into turn number 1 and 2 down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Diesel Jones making his way forward as he tries to throw a slider. It's not there. He's got to pull out of it as they head through turn number 3 and 4 down the front straightaway. So stack it back up here. You got to see right now it is Diesel Jones is the one trying to make some ground in that number 46. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Bo Stencil down low. Here comes Nathan Waddell. Waddell is up 4 spots. He's looking for more. Up underneath Lingron. He's going to slide at 3 and 4. Lingron's going to dive up underneath out of turn 4. Takes the spot back. Into turn number 1 and 2. We saw a great battle with Nathan Waddell and Blake Majulis last week, but Waddell a little too far back to battle him right now, but still plenty of time as they come across the line. 31 laps to go as they go into turn number 1 and 2. Who's our biggest mover? Right now, it is going to be the 327 to Hayden Tolson. He's up 8 spots to the number 9's position as Diesel Jones continues to try to work the bottom side around Bo out of turn number 4. He's not quite able to clear him. He's going to slide him in 1 and 2. Bo's going to go low. Tolson lower 3 wide down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Slide job by Tolson. He parks it on the top side. Jones has got to back out of it. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Slide job by Bo. Cut down by Tolson. Tolson going to dig out of turn number 2. He's looking for that number 7 spot. Slides up the track. 10 spots up into turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Bo Stencil back down low. 46 of Diesel Jones going to throw it up in there. I thought he was going to kill him. They're going to be 3 wide out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Not a whole lot going on up front, but it does look like Tomasi has reeled in our leader. We're going to keep an eye on this battle for now, though. This is where it's happening as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, it is going to be Bo Stencil holding on to that number 7 spot as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Who is rolling the bottom? It is the 25 of Jesse Intrican trying to roll that bottom. He's gone a lap down in the number 25. Had to go on pit road. No, he didn't go on pit road. He's just riding around with no spoiler as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Down out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Going to be single file for the top 3. Battle for between Waddell and Lingron continues to rage on as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Big slide by Tolson behind this one. Bo Stencil comes back with the cut down. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Diesel Jones. Diesel doesn't slide it, pulls out of it as Tolson going to roll the high side back around down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Great battling through the field as this battle is definitely starting to heat up. All 3 of them close together as Johnson has closed in on the back of the 09. Here comes Johnson down low. Johnson going to slide them both in turn number 3 and 4. Cut down by Majulis. Almost make contact down the front straightaway. Majulis going to take the lead back by the line as they head into 1 and 2. Majulis up the track. Big cut down by Johnson. Johnson down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. He's going to throw the haymaker in 3 and 4 up the track. Here comes Majulis back low. He's going to keep the lead at the line. Tolson just kind of stuck in the middle. He's like a choose cone for these guys as they come down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. Slide job by Johnson up the track. Easy cut down by Majulis. He's going to have it at the line. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Looks like Johnson starting to get a little bit of an advantage here as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. He's going to shove it up the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Slides up the track. Majulis back with the cut down. Race to the line. It's going to be Majulis by inches at the line that time by. Great battle. What's up, Demon? What's up, buddy? Out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Slide job by Johnson. Cut down by Majulis. Out of turn number 4. Majulis at the line. Johnson second. Tolson there. Oh, Tolson sideways in turn number 1 and 2. Tolson almost loses the back of that car. Able to hold on to it. Loses a little bit of ground. Can he reel these guys back in as Johnson going to slide up the track? Easy cut down by Majulis. Here comes another slide by Johnson. Johnson going to slide in 1 and 2. Majulis going to easily drive past him down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. You're on the crapper? That's hilarious. I don't know why my TikTok chat isn't showing up where it's supposed to, but it is what it is. As these guys come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Been a great battle here tonight. Some would say it's a fantastic battle. I don't know why this isn't updated. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Going to be single file for these three as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Johnson hits the wall. Tolson hits the wall. Out of turn 4. Down the front straightaway. 36 laps complete. We got 14 laps to go. So far, keeping it lean and green. Jesse has retired that car about 10, 11 laps ago. Here comes Johnson with a haymaker. He licks the stamps and sends it through turn number 3 and 4. Up the track. Jules back with the cut down. It's like a sauna. I don't know. I don't know when we're going to get pros on here again. Into turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be Majulis leading the way with 12 laps to go. Johnson going to try to reel him back in. Tanner Tomasi in that number 3 spot as we got a battle back here as Waddell finally made his way around Langrod. Now looking for the number 4 spot as he's up underneath Stephen Gaines. Slides up the track. Gaines back with the cut down. Great battle for the number 4 spot. Also, as the top 3 going to keep it single file 4 now. Won't be long before Johnson decides to throw that haymaker again. So we're going to keep an eye on that as Waddell tries to take the number 4 spot. He does out of turn 4, but here comes Stephen Gaines back down low as Waddell's going to have it at the line into turn number 1 and 2. Gaines slides it into turn number 1 and 2. Easy cut down by Waddell. Waddell going to have the lead down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Gaines going to slide him. Waddell back with the cut down. Out of turn 4, Waddell easily with the lead into turn number 1 and 2. Gaines thought about the slide, knew he wasn't going to make it, backs out of it. Waddell secures the number 4 spot. Back up front with 8 laps to go as they come across the line. Can Ethan Johnson and Tomasi reel in the 127 as they head through turn number 1 and 2? They are driving the shit out of those cars. I know. You want the land rush. 7 laps to go for the leaders. Johnson going to scrape the wall through turn number 1 and 2, trying to close in on the 127. Did he use up his tires? He abused the shit out of that car. You got to wonder if he's got any right rear left on it as he tries to close the gap on Majulis into 1 and 2. He closes a lot that time as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Both of them have pulled away from Tomasi as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Majulis and Johnson both smack the wall out of turn number 4. 5 laps to go. It's starting to heat up again as they head into 1 and 2. Contact as Johnson and Majulis get together. Majulis with the save, Johnson with the lead. Down and I thought Majulis was going to get him as they head through 3 and 4. 4 laps to go. Here comes Tomasi. Majulis going to send it into 1 and 2. Up the track. Johnson back with the cut down. He came across the nose of that number 11 as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Slide job as Tomasi going to get a piece of the battle. Gets into Majulis. Cut down by Johnson. Johnson at the line. 3 laps to go. Johnson into turn number 1 and 2. Contact between him and Majulis as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Here comes Tomasi up underneath Majulis into turn number 3 and 4. Oh, Majulis hard in the wall in 3 and 4. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go into turn number 1 and 2. It's going to be Johnson out front. Majulis in that number 3 spot. Tomasi in the middle. Down the back straightaway. Through turn number 3 and 4. Majulis with the slide into turn number 3 and 4. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go. Will Tomasi try the haymaker into turn number 1 and 2. Slides him. Cut down by Johnson. Down the back straightaway. Looking for 3 and 4. 1 last time. Who's going to get it at the line? Out of turn number 4. Johnson going to take the win here tonight. Tomasi rides the wall. Out of turn number 4 for second. Majulis for third. Waddell for fourth. Stephen Gaines in fifth. What a race here tonight. Some sportsmanship. After this one, I heard it in the chat. It is going to be Ethan Johnson with the win. Tanner Tomasi second. Blake Majulis in third. Nathan Waddell in fourth. Stephen Gaines in fifth. Lingron in sixth. Diesel Jones in seventh. Bo Stencil in that number 8 spot. Thaddeus Marshall ninth. J.C. Floyd in 10th. Cassidy in 11th. Newsom 12th. Durgan 13th, Wilhanger 14th, Boykin 15th, Buchanan 16th, Tolson 17th, and Endricken, after losing the spoiler on that number 25, is going to finish in that number 18 spot. What a crazy one here tonight. You said They're on and off, yeah. I don't know why it's not showing up over. Hold on, let me see if I can fix TikTok. It should be working now. We'll see if that works as these guys finish up. We'll see. I don't know if any of these guys are going to join us in the Discord. But if you are watching, Discord link is in the description over on YouTube, Facebook, or anything else. You probably have to send me a message. It is in the profile over on TikTok. What a freaking crazy one. We're going to go ahead and see what we can jump into. We got about 4 minutes before anything jumps up. Let's see. Where are the 358s? 358s are at Cedar Lakes. Looks like we got 39 cars. I think we're going to jump over to the 358s in about 3.5 minutes. But this would be a great time to talk about what we are doing on week number 13. It is going to be Arcageddon, sorry, for week 13. It's going to be 5 nights, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. 5 tracks, all dirt tracks for the ARCA cars. Monday, we're going to be at Oswego. Tuesday, Lucas Oil. Wednesday, Eldora. Thursday, Cedar Lake. Friday, Knoxville. It's going to be a 15-minute practice, 8-lap heat races, 10-lap consies, 50-lap feature. UMPs don't come up for another 15 minutes-ish, 15, 20 minutes, but we are going to do UMPs. We'll be live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next week. If you're looking for a little Week 13 action, we will be doing that. We're going to go watch 358s before the UMP race. UMP race will be up at 9:45 Eastern Standard Time tonight. So we will not miss that. That's part of the reason why I'm going to do 358s, because I know they will finish in time. I can go ahead and all right, so we have about 2 more minutes or so before that about 1 minute and 44 seconds before the 358s go live, and then we will be, after that race, we will be at the UMP race. Both of them taking place at Cedar Lake here tonight, so we will go check out that action here in just a few minutes. Man, that had to be one of the best races we've seen all season for the Supers. Definitely a great way to end the season. Next week, week 13, no Monday Night Mods, late models, or UMPs next week, as it is an off week for iRacing. But we will be running that ARCA series on dirt next week. Something for the guys to do, and a little bit of something fun and different for us. Should be wild next week. We'll see how that turns out. It might be something we work on later on. Let's see how our 358 race. 51 people have signed up for this. Let's see if anybody big is over here. Oh, I don't see anybody yet. I don't see any big names in. Rob Chan's in there. We all know Rob Chan. See if anybody's in Discord. Nobody's in Discord. Let's see. Yeah, not a whole lot of people over there. Maybe somebody else will join in last minute with the 358s here at Cedar Lake, as that is about to go live here in about 10 seconds, and we will jump over there. Should be a wild one there. I'm curious to see what it does. All right, so it just moved over. So we are just waiting for me to be able to join in. I got to wait for them to get assigned to a race server, and we can jump in and watch some 358 action at Cedar Lake before the UMP race at Cedar Lake. How's everybody doing tonight? How you guys doing? Make sure you guys hit that like, share, and follow button. I don't see any of our big names in there, but should be interesting. Maybe Gavin can take a victory here tonight for us on the closing opener. I think they already I don't think that's the opener for the 358s. Those went about an hour ago, but either way, you know what I mean. Our opener. All right, let's see. I'm just waiting for this to go ahead and move over into the race server. I might have to go back into there. Sometimes it can be a little funny when you try to has not put ever well, it's not showing me. Now it's showing me. All right, we can jump in and watch this one. As we jump over into the 358 session, give me 1 minute, guys. We will be over there.
Feel the thunder roll, the clay's flying, engines roaring full. Side by side, leaning into the fight.
What a show those guys put on for us here tonight. It was definitely wild.
Dust ain't nothing like racing with the rest of us. Finish still, we're tough as nails, one lap closer.
It is a 4110 SOF here for the 358 Modifieds. It looks like Damian Ward got in there, Hunter Hollenbeck in there, Nick Brundage in there. So we definitely, Kyle Lamphere's in there. So we definitely got a few people we know up into the 358 race. Should be a good show before the UMP Modifieds going off here at 9:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
One lap closer, breaking trails from green to checkered, all out attack. We're born for the dirt, ain't looking back.
All right, we are in the 358 race, and then after this, we'll have one more race here tonight, guys. Right now, Kyle Lamphere at the top of the charts here at Cedar Lake. I like this track. I know a lot of people don't, but I definitely like this one. It could be multiple grooved. 358s don't have a ton of power. Be interested to see what the UMP Modifieds do. Damian Ward currently in the number 2 spot here in practice. It will just be qualifying. And then going into tonight's feature, it is going to be a 30-lap feature here for the 358 Modifieds. Same for the UMPs, but they do get heat races.
No room for slack, down in the mud, and we're never looking back.
Hey, we might even get an interview in this one as Damian Ward goes to the top of the charts here in practice. What a slick track they started him out. The pre-gen is absolutely insane here at Cedar Lake here tonight for these guys. Let's just jump in. Oh, we're not going to jump in and take a look because changed out of practice into qualifying. We're going to see who our first victim is here to jump out on the track here tonight for the 358 Modifieds. Oh, we're going to go jump on with Gavin. We don't get to see Gavin very often. He's out there in the number 2 machine. Make sure you guys go follow his YouTube channel. He's always got some funny. He does a lot of shorts. I love watching his shorts when they come up. Make sure you guys go check out Gavin Robchan over on YouTube. Definitely worth a follow. As he comes out of turn number 4, let's see what kind of lap time he's going to put down for us. As Lamphere is going to go quick time, as Robchan goes out there with a 6.80. Levi Frank going to go to the top of the charts pretty quickly. Lamphere in the number 2 spot. Here comes Damian Ward in the number 32 machine. Looking to have a little bit better run than he had over there in the big block modifieds at Kern. Jump right to the top side in that number 32, down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Let's see where Damian Ward is going to put that thing here as he comes out of turn number 4. He is going to go fourth quick. That is not what he wanted. Let's see if he can pick it up on lap number 2 with a 5.70. Lap number 2 for Damian Ward. Will it put him at the top of the charts? He goes quick time with a 14.452 for Damian Ward. Hollenbeck going to jump up into the number 4 spot. Brundage has not gone out on the track yet. We'll see if Brundage jumps out on the track. Right now, it is Levi Frink in the number 2 spot. Kyle Lamphere in 4th. Evan Nugent's going to jump up to 4th quick. Hollenbeck back to 5th. Jacob Parnell 6th. Gavin Robchan deep in the field in the number 7 spot. Let's see if Brundage jumped. Is Brundage even in there? He is in there. He's coming out. Here comes Brundage. I can hear him out there in the 916. Brundage going to jump out onto the track literally as he heads into turn number 3 and 4. Let's see what he does in that 916 as he comes down the front straightaway to take the green flag. He's going to go right to the bottom here for lap number 1 and does not like that. He's going to go ahead and bail out. Clearly, he did not watch Damian Ward do his qualifying run, or he would have went right to the top for lap number 1 and then brought it to the bottom for lap number 2. Don't get stage fright, Brundage. Come on, get out there. Come on, Brundage. Well, he doesn't have enough time. That's going to be the end of qualifying, isn't it? Oh, no, it's a 5-minute qualifying. Never mind. Now he's going to come back. I forgot these are 5-minute qualifying runs. Now he's going to come back. He's going to hit it through turn number 3 and 4. Let's see what he's able to do here. He's got 1 lap to do it. He's going to send it down into turn number 1 and 2. Got the bump a little bit in 1 and 2 there. Upsets the car. Let's see if that's going to affect his lap as he heads through turn number 3 and 4. I don't think he put down a practice lap. Brundage out of turn number 4. He's going to go 6 quick with a 14.5. Is that a 5.65, I think? Or a 5.55? I can't see it. 5.65. All right, so we got Tyler Wazen going out now in the 07 machine. So one more car coming out. He waited. Sean Elder out on the track. These guys coming out now as they look to put down a lap time through turn number 1 and 2. You hurt your tummy. How did you hurt your tummy? All right, so Taylor is going to go high side like Damian Ward. Now he's going to go to the bottom side through turn number 1 and 2. Another Randy Johnston machine with that beautiful MDiTV logo on the side. As he heads through turn number 3 and 4, will he be able to knock Damian Ward off the top? He goes second quick with a 14.464. All right, let's get ready for tonight's main event here for... Oh, they're having too much fun in the chat. All right, let's go ahead and get ready for tonight's starting lineup here for the 358 Modifieds as they are out on the track. It is going to be the number 32 of Damian Ward starting on the pole here tonight. Outside of him in the 07, it's going to be Taylor Wazen. I think that's how I say it. He'll tell me later if I got it wrong. Starting inside, row number 2 here tonight in the number 10 machine, it's going to be Levi Frank. Outside of him in the number 19, it's going to be Kyle Lamphere. I will at some point, probably. Starting inside, row number 3 in the number 25 machine, it's going to be Evan Nugent. Outside of him in the 72, it's going to be Hunter Hollenbeck. Starting inside, row number 4 in the number 0 machine, it's going to be Sean Elder. Outside of him in the 916, it's going to be Nick Brundage. Starting inside, row number 5 in the number 67 machine, it is going to be Jacob Harnell. Outside of him in the number 2 is going to be Gavin Robchan. Starting inside, row number 6. It is going to be Cole Brickman. Outside of him, it is going to be Chris Hopper. Then rounding out the field here tonight in that final row, it's going to be Jarek Evans and Carla Davis. As they come through turn number 3 and 4, they are stacked up 2 by 2. Damian Ward leads the field as they get 1 to go down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. When is Damian Ward going to fire him off? Green flag is out. Green flag's out as they head into 1 and 2. It's going to be Damian Ward leading the way. Taylor in second as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Lamphere going to go up underneath, almost into the door. Taylor out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway, might have been a little contact. There was a little contact heading into 1 and 2. Here comes Taylor down low, up on Damian Ward as they come out of turn number 2. Hollenbeck digging that high side in the number 72. He's trying to make some ground as Ward runs the slick through 3 and 4. Keeps the lead down into turn number 1 and 2. Gets the bump a little, upsets the car a little bit, but he's able to hold the lead on turn number 2. Brundage down low, making up big ground. Makes contact with Lamphere. Gets sideways as they come out of turn number 4. How about Hollenbeck up to the number 3 spot? Lamphere trying to hold on to 4th as Brundage giving him big pressure out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway to turn number 3 and 4, side by side for 4th. Down the front straightaway, Lamphere going to hold on that time by. Here comes Brundage as Hollenbeck looks low on Taylor out of turn number 2. He's going to take the number 2 spot into turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Hollenbeck out of turn number 4. Big run on the outside by Taylor. He's going to keep the spot at the line as Hollenbeck digs into turn number 1 and 2. He's going to have it out of turn number 2. Lamphere going to dive down low on Taylor through turn number 3 and 4. Looking for 6 laps complete as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. 6 laps complete into 1 and 2. Damian Ward trying to drive away as Brundage has to get on the binders not to run over the 0-7 and 1 and 2. As Lamphere going to go up, Brundage going to follow him as Taylor falls back to the number 5 spot. Robchan slowly climbing his way forward as they're 3 wide out of turn number 2. If these guys get together, that could be big gains. Oh, we got contact further back. Big save back in the back of the pack. Into turn number 1 and 2. Slide jobs getting thrown. Brundage at the top, 3 wide. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Taylor's going to back out of it. Now gets back in the gas. Out of turn number 4. Trying to make it 3 wide. Down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Contact between Lamphere and Brundage. Through turn number 3 and 4, battle for that number 3 spot has calmed down. Now it's the battle for 4th. Here comes Robchan. Robchan trying to take it up the middle as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Damian Ward has driven away from the field. He is 1.6 seconds in front of Hollenbeck as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Contact as Robchan hard on the wall. Big contact behind him. Robchan able to hold it straight as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Single file now up at the front of the field. Taylor's going to try to move down low, middle, bottom out of turn number 2. Can he gain some ground? Oh, we got a battle for the number 2 spot as Hollenbeck goes high. Brundage down low. Battle for second out of turn number 4. Down into 1 and 2. Brundage going to roll the bottom. Big run for Hollenbeck up high, but not able to make up the ground. Brundage makes the bottom side work as they head through 3 and 4. Slides up the track. Here comes Hollenbeck all over the back of the 916. Down into 1 and 2. Big slide for Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck going to slide up the track. Brundage has to get on the brakes, but still able to cut down out of turn number 2 into turn number 3 and 4. Great battle for second out of turn number 4. Brundage going to have it at the line as they head into 1 and 2. Hollenbeck going to dig the high side down the back straightaway. Big run for Hollenbeck. Drag race into turn number 3. Brundage tries to slide up the track. Can't pull the slider. Hollenbeck holds the high side. He's going to take the number 2 spot back. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Brundage all over the back of Hollenbeck, looking low out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Here comes Brundage down low. Hollenbeck up high. Here we got the 19 of Lamphere down low out of turn number 4. 3-car battle for the number 2 spot into 1 and 2. Slide job by Brundage. Cut down by Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck just laid into the throttle out of turn number 2. Somehow made it stick. Almost got caught up with Brundage, but keep it straight down the back straightaway. Now into turn front straightaway, down into 1 and 2. Slide job by Brundage, cut down by Hollenbeck. That turn of number 2, the exit of turn number 2 is getting awfully sketchy here as Brundage is going to grab the wall. Hollenbeck leaves him the room. Brundage tries to get the run. Hollenbeck keeps the spot at the line. 19 laps complete into 1 and 2. Slide job by Hollenbeck, cut down by Brundage. Hollenbeck gets the wall. Brundage gets the spot into turn number 3 and 4. Contact almost as Lamphere slings the back end. Here comes Hollenbeck, slides it into 1 and 2. My brain ain't working. Brundage going to have the number 2 spot as they head through turn number 3 and 4. They're going to get 9 to go at the line as Damian Ward is 3.7 seconds in front of this battle as they head through 1 and 2. Lamphere now up to the number 3 spot, but here comes Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck going to slide him in turn number 3 and 4. No, he's got to keep it low. Lamphere to the outside on turn number 4. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Hollenbeck thought about the slider. It wasn't there. Has to get on the brakes. Evan gets on the brakes for him. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. 7 laps to go as they come across the line. Can anybody catch? Nobody's going to catch Ward unless he makes a big mistake at this point, but battle for second is still very realistic as they come down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Can Lamphere catch the 916 as they come down the front straightaway? Brundage grabs the wall, but able to keep it straight. 6 laps complete as they come down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3 and 4. Brundage going to smack the wall. 5 laps to go. Ward leads the way. Brundage second. Lamphere third. Hollenbeck and Nugent, your top 5 as they come out of turn number 2. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, going to be 26 laps complete, 4 laps to go. Hollenbeck going to grab the wall. Here comes Evan Nugent to the outside of Hollenbeck. Can't get the run, but gets the run down the back straightaway, gets up underneath Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck going to pinch him out of turn number 4. This is the battle for 4th with 3 laps to go. Hollenbeck going to roll the bottom side through 1 and 2, catches the bump, might have hurt him a little bit, but good run out of turn number 2. Nugent going to go down low, slides in turn number 3 and 4, cut down by Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck going to take the spot back at the line. 2 laps to go into turn number 1 and 2. Hollenbeck able to miss the bump this time, but Nugent with a big run through 1 and 2 dives it into turn number 3 and 4. Battle for second starting to heat up a little bit. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Down the front straightaway. Nugent with 4th. That time by Hollenbeck trying to fight back through turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. One last time. It's going to be Damian Ward with the win. Who's going to get second? It's going to be Brundage second. Lamphere third. Nugent 4th. Hollenbeck in 5th. Great run there for these guys. Let me go ahead and get registered for that UMP to watch it, and then I will go through the results. Whew, that was some work to call. I can't imagine Miles isn't in the top split. All right, our results for the 358s. Let's go ahead and pull them up. It is going to be Damian Ward with the win. Brundage in second. Lamphere in third. Going to be Nugent in that number 4 spot. Hollenbeck in 5th. Rapchan going to be 6th. Wazen in 7th. Brickman in 8th. Going to be Elder in that number 9 spot. Harrell in 10th. Evan in 11th. Going to be Davis in 12th. Frink in 13th. And Hopper in that number 14 spot. I'm going to switch to this screen, and we will see if anybody's in here. I am assuming Damian Ward is sitting there waiting for me to pull him in. So we're going to go ahead and do this. I'm just going to get out of here because I got to get over to the other one. But we will pull those guys in for an interview while I'm getting registered for this. All right, let's go pull those guys. Oh, Ward isn't over here. Where are you at, Ward? He must have not known I broadcasted it. Let's see if they're over there at... No, They aren't over there at Randy's server. So, all right, let's go ahead and jump into the UMP race. I don't see any of those guys over there in the Discord. If they jump in, I will give them an interview. But right now, pulling up the UMP Modifieds at Cedar Lake for Week 12 season finale action. Just a reminder for next week, week 13. Remember, we got the Arcageddon coming on next week. That should be a wild one. All dirt tracks for the Arca cars. Definitely going to be fun. You don't want to miss that. If you're able to run it, we invite you to come out. It will be open hosted. First in, first served. All right. Yep, T-Clem's in here. Let's see. Dustin Price is in here. We definitely got some names. Richie Yost is in here. Jacob Fields is in here. As they just get into qualifying here tonight, let's go ahead and see what kind of lap times these guys are going to put down. As Trey's going to set the bar here tonight with a 14.139. Got Jacob Fields out there in the 007. Where is Jacob Fields going to put that 007 here tonight? As he comes across the line, he's going to go second quick with a 14.074 as Blake Henn takes the quick time with a 14.997. Is that what it says? I think that's what it says. So good lap for Blake. Got Matthew Watts in here. We don't see him very often in the number 11. Let's see where Matthew Watts is able to put that thing here tonight. Derek Darnell goes quick time with a 14.980. Matthew Watts going to go quick time with a 13.900. I don't know why it's so hard to see this tonight. And I can't make it big enough to see. So Dustin Price quick time with a 13.9797. So Dustin Price going to go quick time here tonight. T-Clem out on the track. Could T-Clem continue the bouncing of the quick time? What's up, Rich? Sorry. Mouth is dry. Fourth race of the night. Coy Valise is going to be in that number 2 spot. As we watch T-Clem come across the line, he's going to be fourth quick with a 13.919. Hello, what's up, Steele? Hey, Rich has got us both beat. I see Richie Yost out there. Let's see, T-Clem, was he able to pick up the pace? He was not. Richie Yost going to go third quick on the boards with a 13.898. Quite a bit. Actually, Rich is like 29 again, right, Rich? Richie Yo's going to be third quick on the boards. Jacob Black going to finish his qualifying run. We are sending some people home here tonight. There are 18 drivers, only 16 spots. Will Elliot O'Neill put a lap in? It doesn't look like he's going to right now, as we are going to get ready for heat race number 1. Top 6 transfer through. Everybody else off to the LCQ. Tonight's heat race number 1, starting on the pole here tonight in the number 33 machine. It's going to be Dustin Price. Outside of him, I don't know what number Richie is. And it's going to be Richie Yost. He's at an age where it's going to where it starts going backwards, right? Richie Yost is in the 29. Starting inside, row number 2 in the number 97, it's going to be T-Clem. Outside of him, it's going to be Thomas Roberts. Starting inside, row number 3 in the number 86 machine, it's going to be Derek Darnell. Outside of him, in the 113, it's going to be Jacob Black. Starting inside, row number 4 in the number 7 machine, it's going to be Jacob Atkins. Outside of him, in the number 17, it's going to be Trey Van Wyck, I think is how I say it. Then rounding out the field here tonight in the number 49, it's going to be Brock Stout. So how you been, Rich? It's going to be 8 laps here. Top 6 transfer through. Everybody else to the Consi. 3 people going home here tonight. Who's it going to be? Just a reminder, guys, as we are rolling out on the track, let's just go ahead and throw this up next week. Week 13 action. I am putting up Arcageddon. It's going to be the ARCA cars at dirt tracks. Monday night, it's going to be Oswego. Tuesday, Lucas Oil. Wednesday, Eldora. Thursday, Cedar Lake. And Friday the 13th, we are going to be at Knoxville, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Those sessions will open up and we'll go live. 15 minutes of practice, 8-lap heats, 10-lap consies, 50-lap feature, open hosted, fixed setup. You guys don't want to miss that action. If you get a chance, jump in and race with us. All right, looking for the green flag here for heat race number 1 as they head into turn number 3 and 4. Pace truck going to pull away. Green flag is out. Green flag's out as Dustin Price and Richie Yost go single file. Battle's going to be for second as T. Clem on the bottom. Thomas Roberts on the outside out of turn number 2. We had one way sideways. I think it was Jacob Black. No, it was Derek Darnell way sideways out of turn number 2. Able to hold on to it as they head through turn number 1 and 2. T. Clem going to go to the outside, bangs the wall, loses a ton of ground as they come down the back straightaway through turn number 3 and 4. Price going to lead it 2 laps complete as they come down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. In that number 6 spot, it is going to be Derek Darnell. That battle is where it matters right now as he holds that the number 86 in that final transfer spot as they are side by side behind him out of turn number 4. Here comes Brock Stout trying to race his way forward into turn number 3 and 4. Down the front straightaway looking for turn number 1 and 2. Can Brock race his way in? Started shotgun on the field as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Brock now up to that number 7 spot. Down the front straightaway one more time. 3 laps to go as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, Dustin Price driving away. Richie Yost in second. Thomas Roberts in third. T. Clem in fourth. Jacob Black in fifth. Derek Darnell in 6th down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Jacob trying to gain some ground on the 97 to T. Clem. He seems really good in turn number 3 and 4, but struggling in 1 and 2. Everything he gains, it is Cedar Lake down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. White flag is out. One more lap for Dustin Price. Through turn number 3 and 4, checkered flag in the air. Dustin going to win heat race number 1. Richie Yost second. Thomas Roberts, T. Clem, Black, Darnell going to the features. Everybody else off to the consi. I am running out of momentum here. All right, let's get ready for heat race number 2 as they get out on the track. I haven't seen Coy in a while. Good to see him out on the track tonight, as it is going to be the number 17 of Coy Valise starting on the pole in heat race number 2. Outside of him in the number 11, it's going to be Matthew Watts. Inside row number 2 in the other number 11 machine, it's going to be Danny Miles. Outside of him in the number 13, it's going to be Michael Clark. Inside row number 3, it's going to be the number 69 of Blake Henn. Outside of him in the number 17, it's going to be Dylan Vanwick. I don't know. Starting inside, row number 4 in the 007, it's going to be Jacob Fields. Outside of him, it's going to be Trey Baker. Then rounding out the field here tonight, it's going to be Elliot O'Neill. Still got to learn these guys. I know the big block guys so well, and most of the super guys, I got to learn the rest of these guys. All right, out of turn number 4, we're going to get them restacked up as they get 1 to go as they come down the front straightaway. Who's it going to be here tonight at heat race number 2? Can Coy hold on for 8 laps? I'm pretty sure he can make it interesting at least. As they come down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3 and 4. When is he going to fire off? Pace truck pulls off. Green flag is out. Green flag's out as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Going to be Coy leading the way. Danny down on the bottom side trying to dig hard as Matthew Watts up high. Contact into turn number 3 and 4. Danny gets sideways, able to hold on to it as the battles for second down into 1 and 2. Down into turn number 1 and 2 is going to be a big hit for Dylan into turn number 1. We got one falling back. That is going to be Matthew Watts back to the number 6 spot as he grabbed the wall in turn number 1 and 2 down the front straightaway. Now he's got a battle to stay in. He's in that final transfer spot through turn number 1 and 2. Big mistakes through 1 and 2. Look like Blake Henn made a big mistake, falls back as we got one in the wall out of turn number 4. It is Matthew Watts struggling here in heat race number 2. Jacob Fields up to the number 5 spot. He is making his way forward. Can he grab a couple more as they come out of turn number 4? Going to be 4 laps to go. 4 laps to go into turn number 1 and 2. Battle for that number 3 spot. We got the 13 of Michael Clark up underneath Blake, down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Blake. Here comes Michael Clark out of turn number 4, but Henn's going to keep it that time by. This is the last one. This is the 4th one I've done tonight. This is the last one, though. J Money. Down into turn number 3 and 4. 3, 4, 5 car battle for that number 3 spot. Down the front straightaway. Here comes Fields. Thought Fields was going to throw the triple slider in 1 and 2. He's going to fall back down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Watt's going to grab the wall as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Can Watts find his way into that number 3 spot? That'll be huge for tonight's feature. He could contend for a win as they come down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Wow, that's crazy. Going to be Coy with the win. Danny Miles in second. Blake Henn in third. Michael Clark, Fields, and Watts all going to the feature. I've never played the World Outlaws game. Quit stealing my job. All right, off to the LCQ as it's going to be the 49 of Brock Stout starting on the pole here tonight. Trey Baker outside of him. Going to be Trey Van Wyck in that number 3 spot with Dylan in 4th. Jeremy Atkins in the number 5 spot and Elliot O'Neill in 6th. 10 laps, 4 drivers transfer, 2 going home here tonight. I was avoiding a backwards car and hit. Oh, yeah. Some people are just like that, though, you know. I got kicked for getting wrecked one time out of a race. So, I mean, you know, what are you going to do? We're going to see how this one goes as they head into turn number 3 and 4. They're going to get 1 to go at the line. One to go as they come across the line. Going to be 10 laps here for the UMP Modifieds in the LCQ. Top 4 transfer, 2 going home here tonight. You definitely don't want to be that odd man out in this one. Especially if you're a 5100. Excuse me. As they head into turn number 3 and 4. Green flag is out. Green flag's out as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Going to be Brock up on the high side. He's got pressure from behind. Big push down the back straightaway as Trey pushes him into turn number 3 and 4. Big contact as Baker gets sideways. There's a lot of Treys out of turn number 4 down into 1 and 2. It is getting interesting already here in the LCQ as the top 2 going to try to drive away. Everybody's still together. Anybody could be in. Anyone could be out of turn number 4. 2 laps complete. Looks like they're pacing again as they are 2 by 2 out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway through turn number 3 and 4. Going to be 3 laps complete at the line. I'll tell you what, Baker is cooking. He's going to get in the back of Brock into turn number 1. Baker going to cook that outside out of turn number 2. Big run down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Going to be 4 laps complete as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Baker going to grab the wall, but the outside into turn number 1 and 2. He's going to hold on out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Definitely getting interesting up at the front of the field as they come out of turn number 4. Big run for Baker. Baker's going to have it at the line that time by. Baker going to have the lead out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. It is going to be 4 laps to go at the line. Right now, it is going to be Trey Van Wyck in that final transfer spot as they come out of turn number 2, top 4 single file into turn number 3 and 4. Van Wyck going to go down to the bottom side out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Ships it into turn number 1 and 2 on the bottom. No run out as the top side is the place to be through turn number 1 and 2 for sure as we get 2 laps to go that time by. 2 laps to go as they head into turn number 1 and 2 down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. 1 lap to go down into 1 and 2. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Trey Baker going to lead the way. He's going to take the win. Battle for second as they come out of 4. It's going to be Brock Stout, Dylan Van Wyck, and Trey Van Wyck all taking transfer spots. O'Neill and Atkins are all going home. All right, these guys got to get out on the track. We're going to get ready for tonight's starting lineup. All right, let's get ready for tonight's starting lineup. Starting on the pole here tonight in the number 33 machine, it is going to be Dustin Price. Outside of him in the number 17 machine, it's going to be Coy Valise. Starting inside row number 2 in the number 29 machine, it's going to be Richie Yost. Outside of him in the number 11, it's going to be Danny Miles. Starting inside row number 3 in the number 14 machine, it's going to be Thomas Roberts. Outside of him in the number 69, it's going to be Blake Henn. Starting inside row number 4 in the 97 machine, it's going to be T. Clem. Outside of him in the number 13, it's going to be Michael Clark. Starting inside row number 5 in the 113, it's going to be Jacob Black. Outside of him in the 007, it's going to be Jacob Fields. Starting inside row number 6 in the number 86, it's going to be Derek Darnell. Outside of him in the number 11, it's going to be Matthew Watts. Then rounding out the rest of the field here tonight, it's going to be Trey Baker. Starting in the number 13 spot, Brock Stout in 14th. Dylan Van Wyck in the number 15 spot, and Trey Van Wyck in the number 16 position. Going to be 13 laps here tonight as Coy Valise leads them down to the back straightaway looking for the green flag. This time by, who's it going to be? Will they survive? Pace truck is off. When are they going to go? Green flag is out. Green flag is out as they head down into turn number 1 and 2. Price going to jump up to the outside. Big little bit of a chain reaction up on the high side. Everybody keeps it straight down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Oh, we got one around. It's going to be Trey Baker at the back of the pack. He's around. Will he stay? No, he keeps him rolling in the number 76. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Going to be Dustin Price leading the way. Coy Valise trying to roll it down low into 1 and 2. Valise going to go to the outside of turn number 1 and 2. Big run down the back straightaway. Ships it into turn number 3 and 4. Going to be 3 laps complete. We got contact further back. Everybody keeps it straight down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Valise going to go to the bottom side in turn number 1 and 2. Can he get the run off? Top side is definitely faster as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Going to be 4 laps complete at the line that time by Dustin, starting to get a little bit of breathing room. Richie Yost up underneath Valise through turn number 1 and 2. Can't get the drive off. Has to fall in line as they're 2x2 behind him into turn number 3 and 4. Blake Henn leading the way for that group out of turn number 4. Danny goes to the bottom side, up underneath Hen. Can't get it to go. 3 wide behind him. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Top 4, 5 single file out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway. Miles looking like he's got a little bit of speed in that number 11 as they come out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. So far, keeping it lean and green. Not sure what the strategy is. Looks like Fields is just rolling the bottom. Knows everybody's on the top. That's going to be the way he's going to pass as they're 4 wide, 3 wide out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Fields trying to roll his way up underneath the field through turn number 1 and 2. He's going to stay down on the tack on the bottom side. Can he get that bottom side to work as they head through turn number 3 and 4? Contact with the wall out of the 11 of Danny Miles, able to keep it straight down the front straightaway in 1 and 2. We got a pile up into the wall. They keep it straight out of 2, down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Contact as the 14 tries to thread the needle. Instead, he just runs over everybody into 1 and 2. Slides up the track. T-Clem going to be the biggest loser in that one as they head into 3 and 4. T-Clem got a big door out of the number 14. Makes you wonder how it's going to be when he gets up there as they are running through 1 and 2. Slides up the track. Almost kills Watts. Watts into the wall. 3 wide. Down the back straightaway with Fields on the bottom. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway, looking for turn number 1 and 2. We got a battle back here, up here, as Miles is going to slide Hen up underneath. Out of turn number 2, takes the spot back. Into turn number 3 and 4, we got those 69 of Blake Hen. Blake Hen down on the bottom, slides up the track. Miles back up underneath. Here comes the 13 of Michael Clark. He wants a piece of the action as the top 3 stay single file, driving away from the field, down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Oh, a little bit of a slider out of the 13. No, he's going to back out of it. Down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. It is going to be halfway through this time by 15 laps to go as they come out of turn number 4. Trouble somewhere as the yellow flag comes out. Are we wrecking for last or something? Is that what we're doing? All right, let's see what happens here. Looks like T-Clem has issues. He already had issues with 14 once before. 14, I think, is going to kill him again. Oh, 14 just gets into him again. Turns T-Clem around. T-Clem with issues. Oh, my God, we had somebody flipping. Let's go take a look at that. Oh, big flip out of the 113 there. As we get a big pile up out of turn number 4. T-Clem probably getting the worst of that one. Caution flag comes out. As Dustin Price continues to lead at the halfway point. 15 laps in the books. We're going to have 15 to go. 14 to go when they take the green. All right, we got them stacked up 2 by 2, looking for the green flag this time by Dustin Price and Coy Valise on that front row. Richie Yost in that on the bottom side of the 3rd lane. Could he pull the upset here tonight as they head into turn number 3 and 4? Pace truck pulls off, looking for the green flag. Green flag is out. Green flag's out as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Looks like Valise going to go to the bottom. Dustin to the outside. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. 13 laps to go when they get to the line this time by. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Dustin did not want to see that yellow, but he's going to take the lead back to himself into turn number 3 and 4. 18 laps complete as they come across the line. Coy Valise going to get in line into turn number 1 and 2. He knows he needs to get away from this pack as they come out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Here comes Yost looking down low on Valise out of turn number 4. Battle for second. Oh, Valise hits the wall. Yost gets back in line through turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway as Dustin pulls away 7/10 of a second into turn number 3 and 4. 10 laps to go as they come across the line. Battle for second definitely starting to pick up. The field with them through turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Going to be 9 laps to go. Can Yost find his way around Feliz out of turn number 4 down into 1 and 2? Looking pretty hard to pass here tonight. Will we see a slider out of that number 29? Down the back straightaway through turn number 3 and 4. Once again, Belize trying to hold on. He's going to hold on that time by. We got Michael Clark to the bottom. Tries to slide. It's not there. Has to pull out. Falls back in line into turn number 3 and 4. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway, it's going to be Dustin Price leading the way. Coy Valise in second. Richie Yost in third. Michael Clark putting the pressure on the 29 of Yost through turn number 3 and 4. Going to get up underneath Yost in that number 29, trying to hold on to that podium for his life as he heads through turn number 1 and 2. Into 3 and 4, Yost going to dive it in hard. Clark to the high side, not able to do anything with it. Big run out of turn 4, though. Slides it into 1 and 2. Up the track, cut down by Yost. Yost going to cut down out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Can't throw the slide. There's a car there. Side by side out of turn number 4. Clark going to take the number 3 spot that time by. Slide job by Yost. Parks it on his nose. Cut down by Clark. Clark's going to get by him. Down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Here comes Watts. 3 wide for the number 3 spot out of turn number 4. 3 laps to go as they head into turn number 1 and 2. What a battle back here for the number 3 position. Oh, he parks it on his nose. Down the back straightaway through turn number 3 and 4. 2 laps to go. Can Yost hold on to the number 3 position? Down into turn number 1 and 2. Richie going to roll the middle through 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Here comes a big run for Michael Clark through turn number 3 and 4. Going to be white flag out. 1 lap to go. Down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Beef starting in the chat as they come out of turn 2. Down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. Checkered flag in the air for Dustin Price as he comes out of turn number 4. Takes the win. Coy Valise in second, Yost in third, Clark in fourth, Watts in fifth. Great racing there out on the track as we wait for this. There it is. And it's going to be Dustin Price with the win here tonight. Valise in second, Yost in third. Going to be Clark in that number 4 spot, Watts in fifth, Fields in sixth. Going to be Henn in that number 7 spot, Miles in 8th, T. Clem in 9th. Going to be Baker in that number 10 spot, Darnell in 11th, Van Wyck, Dylan Van Wyck in 12th, Trey Van Wyck in 13th. Going to be Thomas Roberts in the number 14 spot, Jacob Black in 15th, and Brock Stout in that number 16 position. That's going to be it for me tonight, guys. Don't forget, no officials next week, so we will not be doing this show. We will be doing the Arcageddon. It's going to be the Arca Cars at Oswego Dirt. You don't want to miss that one. Monday night next week. As always, until next time, be safe and have a good night.